Saturday Night Showdown, but we're outside because we're trying to keep a little bit of distance from each other. Sat in the studio is not really helpful, is it?
And the sun's out.
So what have you brought to the table this week?
So I am bringing this TaylorMade SIM MAX.
That is, I've looked at this today when you sort of let it sat in the studio, and I do like the look of that.
I like this one. I've got an M6, so this is the direct replacement for the M6. And it's a bit of me, this one, looks wise anyway. Certainly I like this new, what's it called, like it's like white but like grey white.
Okay, so off-white.
Off-white. I really like this, and I think from the top this is probably one of the best 3-woods I've ever seen.
Okay.
Underneath it's a little bit, I don't know how to explain it. I don't like the name SIM. I think it's silly.
You don't like SIM?
No, I think she's just done M7, M8, carried on that.
Right.
It's shape in motion.
Yeah.
So what TaylorMade are going on is the shape is going to be more aerodynamically better, so you'll get faster club head speeds.
Yeah.
So that's why it's called SIM. It's got V-steel, so they brought V-steel back from back in the
I had a V-steel.
Early 2000s, was it?
I had one. I've still got, do you know what? I've still got one in my loft.
I'll have to get that out.
Yeah, steel shaft, X100 steel shaft that I've got in it.
We'll have to get that out one day.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's got the new, it's got V-steel sole. I'm one of these people that's a little bit, if it was that good,
Yeah.
why did it go away? And now it's back.
Well,
So
they're just, to be fair, they're probably just playing around with weight in here. Well, obviously they are. They're trying to bring the weight as far, the CG, move it as low as they can to get you to launch it up as much as you can.
Yeah, but I just think they're making a big deal of V-steel this year.
Yeah.
If it was that good, it would never have gone in the first place, unless these companies are like regenerating old things to make, so they've got something new for the year to talk about.
Yeah.
It's got the twist face,
Yes.
which is designed to sort of straighten up heel and toe shots, but it won't straighten up open faces. I think a lot of people get confused about that. Is as long as you're on path, if you hit it out the toe, it's designed to straighten it up. If you're leaving the club open, it doesn't matter what face it's got.
So for gear effect.
For gear effect. So looks wise,
bottom slot as well, haven't you?
so we've got speed pocket,
Yeah.
and the idea of this is if you hit it low on the face, it will help launch the ball. Especially with it being a
maintaining
fairway
good ball speed is basically what they're saying with low shots, basically.
Exactly.
Low hits.
Look underneath, I do like it. I think I prefer the M series to this.
Yeah.
But from the top, it's phenomenal. So I've got to give it 8. And the only reason it's
8
an 8
on looks
is because I think the titanium's better. So that would get a 9. Okay. Dan, I'm not going to lie. I don't particularly like fairway woods off the deck.
You don't?
No, it's not my thing. But we'll give it a go. How'd that one go?
How's it feel right off the bottom?
Took a divot. That's brilliant.
Can we just have a little look at the pitch mark?
Go on.
Do you want to have another go?
Can I?
Why don't you tee it up? Take 2 off a tee.
Got a tee now, Dan.
Well done.
Yeah, off the sole of the club, it doesn't feel brilliant.
No, they don't. That when you you nearly chinned yourself.
Alright, let's go.
Oh yeah, that's better. That is a proper hit now. I think you need to get a little 5-wood or a hybrid or something.
Yeah, well I've got hybrids for that. But sounded clicky, didn't it?
It sounded lovely.
But it sounded really nice. Well, I think that was out the middle and it got that click. It's certainly a different sound to the M6.
It was a lot louder than I thought it would be, considering the amount of carbon that is kind of introduced at the top there, because it's very carbony looking.
Yeah, you normally get that thud with carbon, but I think that was a little bit clicky.
Tinny,
yeah.
Tinnier, but not overly tinny. I think that was just a nice sound.
I can't fault that sound really.
Okay, what are you going to give that?
I think my M6 sounds better, so I'm going to give it a 7 for for sound certainly.
Yeah.
I'll hit one more for sound, for feel. I quite like that, to be honest. Let's try and get one on the fairway this time.
Yeah, same shot. Yeah. Not afraid of getting that ball in the air with that club, are you?
No, I like
that. Is high.
Still going.
That is nice and high.
Fairway ball.
Yeah, good shot.
It feels brilliant. I'll give it an 8 for feel. 8. Right done. TaylorMade SIM MAX.
TaylorMade SIM MAX. I absolutely love this thing, and the reason I love it so much is because I like to have a 3-wood that's quite big. So I like my fairway woods to be quite big in their sort of profile when you look down at it, and I think TaylorMade have done a really good job of this year. I think it's, you know, it's just a decent size head looking down. I do love the carbon. Big fan of the carbon. I love the sort of grey. I like the off-white blending into a sort of darker grey and moving around the carbon. And what I love is as you move it around in the sunlight, that carbon really starts to move around in its colours. Love the little bit of lipstick around the back as well. Just helps to frame it all up. And then again, just that sort of T for TaylorMade in the middle there. That sort of idea of centering that ball, just, yeah, looks absolutely spot on. All the jazz down the bottom. Again, I'm not too fussed about what it kind of looks like down the bottom there. Yeah, it just kind of works quite well for me. Do like the fact they've brought that V-steel, nice, brings me back to my older days of playing the old V-steel 3-wood.
So look-wise, what we're giving it?
Gonna give it an 8.
Same as me.
Yeah, I think it's a really good looking club.
Sounds a lot better from behind, I'll give it that.
Well, that sounded very firm off the face. If you compare it to what I heard from when you hit it, that felt really solid. Not what I was actually expecting. I was expecting a little bit more of a tin off the face, but great, 2 good shots I've hit just down there. One just a little bit higher than the other, but to be honest with you, both struck, look, just a little bit in the toe. You can see it kind of just there as I've struck it, but both of them drew back, so I'm definitely getting a little bit of gearing from that shot. Yeah, solid, very solid. Is it as good as what I was expecting? It's quite clicky. You said it earlier, didn't you? You felt that it was quite clicky off the face.
Yeah.
I would say that that's a little bit too clicky for me. I'm just going to hit one more.
It sounds powerful from behind. Yeah. A lot less clicky than it does when you're playing it.
It's clicky. It's not. It's almost like it's a bit hard off the face. So with that in mind, I'm going to bring it down to a. Oh, it's not what I want. It's got to be a 6.
8 for looks, 6 for feel.
Yeah.
That's the sound. What about feel?
Feel. I'm going to go in between with feel. I'm going to go with 7.
7. So
yeah.
8 for looks.
8 for looks.
7 for feel.
7 for feel and 6 for sound.
Happy days. Let's get your choice out.
Right, I'm bringing the Epic Flash Sub-Zero fairway wood to the table for us today. Lee?
You're good at Sub-Zeros, aren't you, Dan?
I'm not very good at Sub-Zeros. If I'm honest, I was going to bring out the standard one, but I couldn't find it in the studio. So we've gone for the Epic Flash Sub-Zero as a test for us today. I mean, it is a beautiful looking club. I've got to say that. For me though, straight off the bat, it's a slightly smaller version of the standard version. So it is slightly smaller in its profile, but having said that, what I do love about it, and probably I like this more than what I'm getting over maybe the TaylorMade, is I love this sort of like glossy black that blends, as I've talked about, I did it in the driver review, but as it blends into that little bit of carbon that sort of just quietly shines through on the back edge there. Love this little bit of lipstick. Love the sort of chevron at the front of the club. Allows me just to frame that ball up quite nicely. The difference between the standard one and what you're going to get from the Sub-Zero is, number one, if we look at the flash face, so both come with flash face technology, but this one has just a few lines in the front, whereas the standard one has, it's not grooved, it's more of just a sort of a print on the front, and then you've got a little bit of a circle on there which kind of shows off the flash face technology that they've got on that one, but not so much on the actual Sub-Zero. If you look underneath, you can see these 2 weight ports here as well, and what you can do is you can move the weight either back, heavier weight in the back, a lighter weight at the front, or vice versa. If you move it forward, you're moving CG closer to the face. If you move it further back, you're moving CG further away from the face. Ultimately, if you move it further back, you're going to get a slightly higher launch, maybe a little bit more spin. If you bring it further forward, you're going to get possibly a slightly lower launch and a lower spin out of it. Both coming with jailbreak technology, so whereas you've got kind of the speed pocket in the actual TaylorMade we've just tested, This one comes with jailbreak, which is just going to give it a little bit more stability in the head from sort of top to bottom. I'm going to give the looks on this purely because of I do love the look of it, but because of the size of it, I've got to knock it down a little bit on the size. So from a looks point of view, I'm going to go with 6.
6 it is.
6 for the looks.
So we'll go for sound and feel then.
Yes.
It's a good hit.
Better.
Any different?
So just a nicer sound than what I'm getting out of the TaylorMade. It's a more of a tinnier sound, and it's probably what I kind of expected to get from this club, whereas the TaylorMade came off I was a bit shocked that it wasn't the sound that I was expecting. So I've got to say the sound off this is a little bit nicer than what I'm getting out of the TaylorMade.
I like the height you got with that, considering it was a Sub-Zero as well. Because you're quite, you know, they're not your clubs. I expected it to be a little bit lower.
No, I mean, I don't really have too much of an issue getting the ball up in the air off the deck, to be honest with you, with fairway width. So yeah, that's just like a stock sort of height for me really when it comes to this. I mean, it's 15 degrees and it's set in as neutral, so I shouldn't struggle to get that one up. Such a good shot, that.
Alright, big head.
No, it just was a good shot. Like, you got to compliment yourself occasionally when you hit a good shot.
Looks and feel.
Looks,
sound and feel.
Looks. Obviously, we've done looks, but sound is. It's got to be an 8 for sound. Feel, got to be an 8 as well, because it's the same. I'm getting the same feelings from the sound and the feel. Kind of go hand in hand with this club.
Let me have a go. So Epic Flash Sub-Zero. I've been looking at this club to play.
Have you?
From the M6 because of the low spinning aspect.
Yeah.
I like the top, but I don't like it as much as I like the Maverick driver, because I think the black gloss takes too long to go into the carbon.
Yeah, okay. What about this bit here, this line?
Yeah, I hate it.
I don't really get that.
No,
I'm not sure what that is. That's not on the
it's not
that's not on the driver. Or not? Shall I say it's not on the Maverick that we've tested, is it?
No, I mean I'll have to bring the Maverick 3 wood to compare, but no, I don't like that. Otherwise, it's standard Callaway head. You know, I like it. I like the lipstick around it.
Yeah.
I just don't like that line, and I don't like the gloss taking too long into the carbon.
And you've got a problem with a lot of the bottoms of golf clubs, so tell me about that.
I like it.
You do, yeah?
I like it.
Okay.
Because the lines work. It's symmetrical.
Yeah.
You know, I like this in the middle. I just feel with the Maverick it was a little bit like they forgot about it.
Yeah.
The Maverick was nice, and then these lines didn't like it.
This is finished off really quite nicely.
Yeah, I think underneath this is brilliant. So I'm going to give this looks wise. What did I give the TaylorMade 8? I'm going to give this 7. And I think this would be just as good if it wasn't for that line and taking too long.
He's taking no chances, he's teed it up.
I'm using my tee again now.
Yeah, let's stick with that tee for these 3-wood tests, I think, from you.
This is kind of a little bit of a club fitting for me now. I'm hoping I like it. Right.
Oh yeah. Again, that sounds, from back here, that sounds just like it felt and sounded to me when I hit it.
It sounded brilliant. It's
really, really good.
It's not that carbon thud.
No.
It's that, but it's not as tinny as a titanium ting. You've kind of got that thing going on now. Yeah, I like that feel. Let me hit one more. Oh yes. Put this in my bag. They're on top of each other. They are on top of each other. They're on top of each other. Feels fantastic. I've got to give it 9. I think it feels fantastic. Sound is an 8 for me. A little bit clicky, a little bit too tinny, but it's fantastic. In the bag.
One ball.
It's yours, Dan.
That's me. That's got to be my...
That was your...
Callaway. That was my Callaway, yeah.
Your other Callaway...
Well, I've got them all down here. They're all down the left there. They're all in little drawers.
A group of 3 there.
Yeah.
I've got my 2 Callaways here. Yeah. So quite good dispersion.
You've hit 4 balls on the fairway. I've hit 4 balls on the fairway.
Yeah. 4 fairway balls, but noticeably down there...
Oh, there's one that's bombed down there, isn't there?
That's the SIM.
That's the TaylorMade, is it?
Yeah, so a noticeable difference, which is surprising considering I thought the Flash would go further because of the low spinning aspect, but maybe it's not going in the bag.
Alright, Mr. Big Balls.
Oh, did you?
Hang on a minute. I'm quite impressed with myself to get anywhere near you.
There's mine. There's yours. 2 yards, I reckon.
Half a pace. And that one is actually my TaylorMade.
Yep, so both of these are the TaylorMade.
And that's the one I caught in the little bit in the toe, and it kind of drew back on the gearing for me.
Yeah.
Bit of twist face.
To decide this, Dan. 4 fairways each outside. It's the longest drive.
Okay, well let's hit one and let's see what the numbers are actually giving us from these clubs inside, shall we?
I expect this to be spinny.
Great strike. Great shot.
Fairway ball.
That is a fairway ball. That's like 5 out of... Oh no. That is a fraction unfortunate. Right, well I'm actually teeing it up now, because if I got half a chance of getting this past you...
Oh, you've got every chance.
I do like a bit of competition, so...
You've got every chance. That wasn't the best strikes.
Let's do this, shall we? Oh, that might run out. It's a bit right.
Oh, ball right.
Oh no.
Ball right. Tree ball.
No. I've got to say, it was a bit thin off that. But 223, spinning it at 4,300 revs. But again, no different to what I got outside. Just that very hard, clicky feel off the face.
Right, Dan.
Workability then.
So workability for both. I'll do them both at the same time, because
Yeah.
I've hit them both. I'm going to rate the TaylorMade 9 and the Epic Flash 8.
Okay.
And the only reason is because I got the recovery off the toe hit with this, whereas this one stayed out to the right.
Okay.
So, but I could, you know, we hit some more shots outside. I could hit it low, hit it high, draw and fade it. But I just feel this is just didn't recover as well as this did. So I think I need to test the titanium on this.
Yeah, but you got a really good top out of that, didn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, you've got to bring that into the workability.
This didn't do it.
That didn't do it.
No, that didn't. But this, I hit
was
it
a little
here.
bit. Yeah, I was nervous. You had dented the bottom.
I hit it here. I went 20 yards. It was a great chip. Right, Dan, workability on them both.
Right, workability 9. Not a problem with this one. Okay, not a problem getting this one to hit it high, hit it low, draw it, fade it. No issue there, going with 9. This one, however, I struggled just to keep it a little bit lower. I could draw it, I could fade it, I could hit it really high, and again, that's what this club is designed to do, to get up in the air. But just to try and feel like I could knock it down with a couple of those shots, it just seemed to want to keep rising on me. Maybe just that extra little bit of spin probably was helping that sort of rise up in the air. So I'm going to bring that down to a 7 because of that.
Okay.
Must admit, I do like our little endings when we finish up on the stools chatting about the clubs and things. But anyway, as it is at the moment,
it is what it is.
We need to keep our distance, so this is what we're doing. So tell us your scores.
So my scores then, Sim total is 31 points.
Okay.
Out of 40.
Yeah.
Epic Flash is 33 points out of 40. So the Epic Flash gets it, which I expected, to be honest.
Yeah.
I liked it. I'm looking forward to the Sim Titanium. And finally then, Dan, what did you mark it?
Right, well, I went 31 in the Epic Sub-Zero and 28 in the Sim. I think it was just that feel off the Sim that killed it a little bit for me. I really actually do love the look of that club. I think it's a beautiful looking club, but it was just a fraction clicky off the face, a little bit hard for what I kind of wanted to get, really. So there you have the review of the TaylorMade SIM MAX versus, well, putting it up against the Epic Sub-Zero Flash. 2 very different clubs, probably not in the same category, but actually it was just good to get them out on the golf course and give them a good test. Let me know, put your comments down there. Have you had a go with either of these clubs? Are you playing either of these clubs? We'd like to hear what you have to say. Remember, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up if you like what you're seeing, and as always, we look forward to catching up with you again soon.